think that flavor is pretty much creamy right here. What to do? Just made it. Land is very crowded today. You can see there. Question to you, did you think that the clerks here at 7-Eleven were nice?
They're not nice.
They're pretty rude,
They're very
right?
trashy.
Yeah. So that was a nice employee, customer, because they were very, very rude. And that lady, they rooted that lady. It's off of Camp Bowie. And I told her, you know, I was doing a show. She got upset. So I didn't really do anything but get a hot dog. I got the receipt, so. She said they were mad because something to do with the pumps or something. Right, so they got mad. They were upset over some kind of pump issue, and they were kind of mean to the lady, and that's what kind of made me mad, is they were mean to the lady. She asked me where I was from. I said I was born and raised in Fort Worth. Been here most of my life, so she kind of got all crunk, as they say. She got all crump. Yeah, that's what they say, crump. Or Crunk. We used to a guy named Crunk or Crump or something like that. Anyway, I bought some cookies, and I got headed to pick up your Chipotle and drop it off at your door. But yeah, sometimes these 7-Eleven people, I've had some issues on the. Here's the cookies right here. They're oatmeal cookies. And here's the hot dog I got, and I, you know, got the receipt and everything. It should go in as my points right here. But she's, you know, I was trying to tell her I was Apache American, Native American Indian. And she thought, I don't know. I look like I'm a full breed Irish English. I do have English, I do have Irish, but I identify with the Apaches, Apache Native American. My Papa Joe is half Apache and a mail carrier, but she didn't understand. She was, I don't know, she was from somewhere. I shouldn't have asked. I was being Napoleon when I asked. I was just curious because I noticed that sometimes at these 7-Elevens they get kind of, you know, because I got some ice water stuff, so got some ice water. She wanted to see the ice water. I didn't get to put in my points though. But you know, I guess she didn't like the fact I got a soda or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, she got kind of, you know, well, you know, blah, blah. Where are you from? And all this, man, it's because of my color and everything. It's like, no, your color is beautiful. All colors are beautiful. Anyway, here's my hot dog. no napkin. So I get points off on their service. Well, anyway. Pretty good hot dog. People know a lot of stuff about Martin Luther, who divorced the Catholic Church. What happened with Angel and I, Angel and I were married. We had 3 children, and Angel, you know, her only job was to take care of the children in the household. And we lived in various apartments. We did live in a house for a while. It was all connected to the church called MBBC, which is out in Irving. It's a very big church that was, it was pastored by Josh Smith was the pastor. Once he left, went to Georgia, they got a new pastor, Ricky Primrose. And when that happened, I went ahead and decided to rewrite, or just, you know, redo a Alex Kendrick screenplay known as Flywheel, but I changed it to Flex Plate or Spark Plug, which I brought in kind of an Indian culture to it. We have a lot of Indian people from India that go to our church. And what ended up happening was a guy that his son had worked with Richard Linklater on Boyhood. His father, Art, didn't really acknowledge the script at all and didn't acknowledge what I was trying to do. So I asked Angel if we could leave the church and find a church that would acknowledge my script. And it was an evangelical script called Spark Plug, or it was called Flex Plate and a Spark Plug. I just changed his flywheel to it. It was an evangelical script to evangelize Jesus Christ in the name of and the glory of Jesus' kingdom. And so they didn't really like it, but they did bring in a financial advisor to talk to Angel and I, and the financial advisor did not approve of our marriage. So we were forced to divorce. And I don't really blame Angel for it. The church, they just didn't approve of it because of the financial advisor. They look at finances and things like that when it comes to marriages. A lot of those people in the church, I ask you to pray for their salvation, pray for their way, because God told us not to pay attention to money. That money's not an issue in marriage. And remember, He holds the babies up in front of the rich. He holds them up to let them know that the child cannot be purchased, that He owns and created their spirit. And that's, what they don't understand. So we were forced to divorce, and Angel went her way with my 3 kids, or our 3 kids. And the financial advisor and whoever it is, I'm sure he went his own a lonely way with his cold heart. And I ask you to pray for him because his heart has hardened. And also another thing too, with Josh, I ask you to pray for Josh and his ministry that's out in Bogart, Georgia, at Prince Avenue Baptist, and to pray for him, and also to pray for Ricky for strength in the ministry, because the enemy knows how to get in there and make the energy weird. I also pray for all ministers that attempt or go into, and also I ask you to pray for all ministers that go into the field of ministry, and to give them strength and Godspeed, and to follow God's last commandments before He was ascended into heaven, that He gave in the New Testament, God as in Jesus Christ. He asks us to baptize others in His name, and the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost, and also to heal. We are to heal as Christians. Those are the 2 things that we're commanded to do by the one and only Jesus Christ, the creator of the universe and the ruler of all things, the ruler of all. And He commanded you to baptize, and He commanded you to heal. And that's it. If you're going over someone's house, you're a Christian, and you don't have baptism on your mind, or you don't have healing on your mind, then don't go over to their home. If it's financial, then don't go over. Don't talk to another Christian about financial, really, at all. Don't even bring it up in the church at all. Paul told us not to. That was the whole purpose of Hebrew. Look, there's a fair. That's a fair. prayer going on. But really, don't. Just bring up baptism and bring up healing. And that's it. Don't try to bring up anything else other than Jesus Christ and his almighty power and the New Testament and, you know, the whole entire Bible itself, old and new, you know. So that's all I have to say, you know. Just pray for the two important things in prayer. First, guidance. We want to pray for guidance. And then second, I think we want to pray for protection. But guidance is the most important because he can guide us to where, you know, he can guide us, you know, into wherever we need to go. Even if it's dark places, we can still bring the light of the Lord Almighty. So that's my prayer. My prayer is that everyone prays at least for guidance from Jesus Christ, you know, when they pray. I used to sit at the table and I would pray and pray and pray about my prayers were like 5 minutes long. We'd pray for all kinds of things. Just because so we were talking to the Lord. But now, all I really do is I say, just Lord, guide me. You know, guide me, Lord. You know, just guide me, you know. And that's my conversation to the God, to Jesus Christ, to the Lord Almighty. Is just guidance. And then sometimes I talk to him, and Linda usually catches me talking to him, and I just kind of talk to him about normal things. But that's mostly conversations I have with God, I guess. And sometimes I can hear a small voice, you know, say it's okay to be quiet, you know. Anyway, I do pray for the church. That's where the battlefield can be at times. It can be in the church. We're going to pick up some Chipotle right over here. Look, no one has to tell me about the Please Subscribe show. I know it's worth and what the weight of what it is. There's downtown Fort Worth. We're going to drop off this Chipotle, and then we're going to go forth. What people don't understand is Shakespeare never wrote a play. When Shakespeare died, he had no library and there was no play anywhere. There was no Out of all the plays, the 38 plays that were written, he didn't have a whole play. So they knew Shakespeare wrote it, so they went to a few of the actors and said, well, where's Shakespeare's plays? We don't have any Shakespeare's plays. Well, what do you have then? And they pull out the scroll, and they go, well, we have these scrolls. Because he gave everyone a little scroll, which was part of the play. And so they had to find each one of those actors that had worked with Shakespeare, and they all knew each other, by name. And they had to put all that together. It took a long time, and they call it a folio. And then that folio developed into what is known as his plays. So the actors are the ones that wrote a lot of it, and the actors, well, they at least kept it. They kept the rolls, which is known as the scroll. That's where the term rolls come. When you have a role, when you're a big time actor, and you go, oh, I got a role. I just earned a role. That comes from scroll. It comes from Shakespeare. So Shakespeare was the one that wrote them all, and then they put it all together and created a folio, and that is what is known as Shakespeare's plays. Everything from Hamlet to Midsummer Night's Dream to Titus and Andronicus, all the way to The Tempest, and many more. 38 of them. Wrote 150 poems known as sonnets. Now they did find the sonnets. And those were also given out to the different people he knew. How all occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man, if his good market of his time be but to sleep and feed, a beast no more? Sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not the capability and godlike reason to fusten us unused, whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event. A thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom, and every 3 parts coward. I don't know why yet I say these things to do, when I have cause, will, and strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit mouths the invisible event, making sure look at this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit mouths the invisible event. I have to go back to that one. I'm driving too, so throw in a little bit of improv. Look at this army. Occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man if his chief good market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast no more. Now sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not the capability and god-like reason to fusten us unused. Now whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom, and every 3 parts coward. I don't know why yet I say these things to do, when I have cause, will, and strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender prince. Those ones. The delicate and tender prince. And I called upon a little bit of emotional memory. A delicate and tender prince. How occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast no more. Now sure, he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not the capability and godlike reason to fusten us unused. Now whether it be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, A thought which quartered hath but one part wisdom, and every 3 parts coward. I don't know why, yet I say these things to do, when I have cause, will, strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth exhort me. Witness this army of such mass and charge, led by a delicate and tender.
Watch out, pothole on road ahead.
How occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast no more. Sure he that made us, looking before and after, gave us not the capability of godlike reason to fasten us unused. Now, whether be bestial oblivion or some craven scruple of thinking before and after, how occasions do inform against me and spur my dull revenge. What is a man if his chief good and market of his time be but to sleep and feed? A beast, no more. Sure he that made us with such large discourse, looking before and after, gave us not the capability and godlike reason to fasten us unused. Now, whether it be bestial oblivion, or some craven scruple of thinking too precisely on the event, a thought which quartered hath but 1 part wisdom, and every 3 parts coward. I don't know why yet I say these things to do, when I have cause, will, strength, and means to do it. Examples gross as earth before me. Witness this army of such mass charge, led by a delicate and tender prince, whose spirit with divine ambition puffed makes mouths at the invisible event, exposing what is mortal and unsure to all that fortune, death, and danger dare, even for an eggshell. Now rightly to be great is not to stir without great argument, but greatly to find quarrel and a straw when honor is at stake. How stand I? A father killed, a mother stained, excitements for my reason and my blood, and I let all sleep, while to my shame I see the imminent death of 20,000 men that go to the graves like beds fight for a plot, when the numbers cannot try the cause, which is not tomb enough and continent to hide the slain. From this time forth my thoughts be bloody or nothing worth. I was Shakespeareanly trained as an actor. I'm an actor pretending to be an actor. It's like, that person is not an actor. He's pretending to be an actor. Those American Hollywood film actors pretending to be an actor. Of course he's pretending to be an actor. He's an actor pretending to be an actor. He's not a real actor. He's pretending that he's a real actor. Wikipedia, Hollywood film actor. Oh, Hollywood film actor, I see.